In this session, I am going to teach you the Pandas library, very good library and very good functionality are there because it is directly manipulating or handling the data set. Okay, so one by one, I will tell you everything. And I have one Google Drive link for you. I'm just sharing to you this link. You can download the data set from here. You can file a zip file. You can find a zip file. Open this one and check. You will find a dataset.zip file. Okay, inside that that zip file you can find some dataset over there. Okay, download them and allocate this dataset inside your root folder. Okay, so I'll start my session using Pandas. Okay, uh, you are not limited with these dataset. You can do implement any dataset with many functionality, but here in this session I will use this dataset. All right, so I just open my anyone new in this session, any participant new in this session. All right, so please do download this data set. Okay, what about this data set? I give you the diabetic data set, iris flower and NBA. All right, so first of all, what is Pandas? It's an introduction. What you do? First of all, what you do? Create a folder Pandas. Okay, follow my what I'm doing here. If you are Windows user, so open this one, and Linux user, same thing. Open, create a folder Pandas, just like I have Python, NumPy, Pandas. So put your data set right now. Today I will teach you how to read data set from folder, and tomorrow I will teach you how to read data set from online. Okay, I mean the data is locating somewhere URL, how to read the data from URL. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to make this folder and put these all data files inside that. Anyone confirm me that this data set is downloadable or not? Anyone confirm me this data set is downloadable or not? Yes, okay, thank you. Kindly put data set in the folder. All right, and you have this kind of a directory. I mean, this is your data frame, my file name data frame 1.ipynb, and these file listed over here: diabetic, iris names, CSV, two file for iris, data dot names, and two CSV file. Okay, so what is Pandas library? Okay, so Pandas is used for data set handling, and it works almost like SQL. If someone know about the structured query language to handle the database, okay, so all those works we can do in SQL, we can perform over here. But in SQL we have ex- query. In SQL we have query, while in Pandas we have function. All the work what we do with the help of query in SQL, same thing we can do over here. So basically the ultimate thing, it can handle the data set, very wide versatility, very wide functionality it's have. Okay, so we will try to learn as much as maximum. Okay, so the concept after data set, the concept, very important concept.
Hello, sir. Before this side,
Yes, before.
sorry,
Yes.
sir. Can you please send that link again? Dataset link. Actually,
Okay, okay, okay.
I
Please wait.
lost. So that's why.
Please wait.
Sorry.
Please wait. Please wait. Please wait. Download before. All right.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So one important concept after data set, we have data frame. Data frame. Okay. What is data frame? Okay. Data frame is a two-dimensional arrangement of data. DF. Keep in mind, most of the term for data frame stands as a DF, a small d, small f. Data frame is a kind of arrangement when we put data set in two-dimensional form, not data set, data in 2D format. 2D format means row and column. 2D format, row and column. For this, pandas provide data frame function. Data frame function. Okay, so before reading any file, we will try to create our own data set. Okay, using df. So first of all, do with me. All right, import pandas spd, aliasing spd, check its version. It is my environment 3.5, so what is compatible with 3.5? Let's see. Otherwise pandas 1.0 version is launched, so its version is 0.22. If you do not restricting your python of environment to 3.5, so it is approximate 1.0. Kindly do check and tell me what's your pandas version. Simple pd double underscore version double underscore, and tell me what your version is there. Okay, okay, okay. So Savyasachi, you are also working with the python 3.5. Akash Kanuji is 1.0. Okay. Okay, so I think those who are not restricting themselves to Python 3.5, they got the pandas 1 point something. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so wherever the changes means where the errors in your pandas 1.0, because some method are deprecated means removed or change. Okay, I will let you know. Okay, so first thing, how to create a data frame using this one. Okay, so I told you we use a data frame function and it accept the dictionary. Okay, let's see, let's create a data frame. Okay, first see, so what I do, I just take assumption. Okay, assumption that we are creating the data set for a student. We are creating the data set for a student. Okay, what we do, first of all, I will create a first column hours of study. Okay, what I put over here, let's suppose some students are learning something, they do studyings at their home, so I put some any student studying from 1 hour to 5 hour. Okay, then I take hours of playing. I mean, fake data set is there, so intention behind this, you see how we generate data set ourselves. Okay, hours of playing. Let's suppose students are playing 3 to 7 hours. Okay, then we see hours of sleeping. Okay, then let's suppose minimum 6 hour to 10 hours sleeping. Then score of percentage. Let's suppose students are having a percentage between 70% to 90%. Okay, these are my assumption. Based on these assumption, I will create the data set. Okay, let's do it. Okay, how to create and how to see when the data is in 2D format or data frame type, so it is in tabular presentation. So here I will demonstrate you how, after getting this data, how to do it tabular format. So what I do, I just take an array. Let me import the numpy also. Import numpy as np. All right. Now what I do, I just take study equal to np dot random, and I'm taking the data set of 100 student. Okay, data set for 100 student. Okay, all right. So what I do, np dot random random. First of all, hours of studies from 1 to 5. So 1 to 6, last point is not attended, and then I take the 100 data points. Okay, so this will reflect me the 100 data points, and these value for number of hours studied. Okay, someone reading 4 hours, someone reading 3 hours, someone reading 1 hour, minimum 1 hours, right? Similarly, I am just copying this one. I'm making other one. What is my next one is playing. Okay, so according to our assumption, playing, and I am taking playing 3 to 7. So I just simply put 3, so 7 I put the 8. Okay, in next sequence, sleeping. Okay, sleeping says minimum 6 hours and maximum 10 hours, means I put over here 11. Next the percentage. Next the percentage. I just take from 70% to 90%, 91. Now my all columns are prepared. Now we have to club them. So how we club them? We use the data frame function. Okay. So I'm creating a data frame df equal to, just putting the comment, creating two-dimensional arrangement for data frame. Okay. So what I do over here, see we have multiple column. We have to arrange data in row and column format. So df equal to, df stands for data frame, pd dot data frame. Okay. Here it use a dictionary. Okay, means column header works as a key. Column header act as a key, and then the values, the column values. Okay, so the first column my hours of study, so I take it and put over here as a key. And after this, what I want to put over here, I want to put here studies value. So I just put study value, comma, second one, second key. What is my second key? Hours of playing. I just put over here. Please do with me. Okay, even you can create a small data set. Just practice how to create data set. Hours of playing. So what is playing? It is my data set in playing. Then we have third column, hours of sleeping. Okay, then colon, we have to put colon just like a dictionary. Okay, then we have sleeping, then percentage. In percentage I put do percentage. Perfect. And percentage, yes. Okay, so what I do, I am repeating again. I take the key value as a header name. Then what data you putting over here? Again, header name, data, header name, data, header name, data. Okay, sometimes the data set missing the header name, so I will told you in this session or tomorrow session how to apply the name also if the data set missing the header name. Okay, so I'm running this cell, my cell is done, and I check the df. Check this one. This is the tabular representation. This is the presentation which says if a person is playing 5 hour, sleeping 6 hour, studying the 5 hours, then it is scoring the 86% marks. So this is a way, and here is the indexing. You can see over here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. By default, 30 rows are visible, 0 to 29, and then top 30 and bottom 30 rows are visible by default. Okay, so please confirm me how many of you get this thing. I just copy paste this thing to your chat box so that if anyone making the correction or problem, she can do this thing. How many of you getting this thing? Tabular presentation. Confirm me. I just again show you. Confirm me at least your practice on this thing. Okay, first ones. Pratima, Akash, Ramaya. Be honest with yourself that you created this kind of thing. I mean, not exactly this one, similarly this kind of thing. Okay, so this is where we created data frame variable. We use the dictionary concept of dictionary over here. Okay, now how to read a file. The second one, how to read a file from the folders. How to read the data from file. Okay, now I'm teaching right now how to read data from the folder. I mean, uh, then I will teach you how to read data from online. Okay, now check this one, file from folder. Okay, so what I do, again I am creating any else like let me show you what I have in these files. First of all, I am opening diabetic, that's this CSV. Okay, so let me introduce first of all what inside that, then we see what happening inside that. Actually, I have the Linux, so I have LibreOffice. Okay, let me zoom this thing. Okay, this is the classification data set. What is classification? Because we are going to classify the patient whether they are diabetic predicted or not. I mean, they may be predicted diabetic. One stand for diabetic, zero for non-diabetic. Okay, so if one's glucose value 148, blood pressure 72, skin thickness this one, insulin this one, BMI this one, pedigree function this one, age this one, so we can say it's a diabetic. Okay, so how many column? One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8 column we have. And how many rows are there? We have approximately 769 rows. All right, so this is a way we can see the data set over here, the first data set. The second one, and very important, NBA is a game, and you find some data inside this regarding a just we have a data of playing teams because it's a game. Why it is important? Because it contains the null value. When I teach you how to handling the null data, so I will use this data set. Okay, so what inside we have here, we have a name of player, team name, number, position, age, date of birth, height. This is not weight, this is height column. Okay, weight is not possible on 80. It's a very basically height is possible because these guys belong to NBA game are very tallest. Then college and salary. You find some missing data over here. Okay, check this one. So this data set is helpful when we do learn how to handle the missing data set. All right. Yes, please. What you saying? Weight in pound. Okay, I don't know. I think that this is a height because there is a no unit. But I know that these guys are very tallest NBA games because there is a basketball and they throw basketball. No one catch them, so they are very tallest person. That's why you're wondering that these are from height, not weight. Okay, so Savisachi is correct because the weight unit is not mentioning over there. He is correct. Okay, so how to read data? This function pandas pd dot read csv. Inside that you have to pass your file diabetic.csv. Okay, so very simple function, very useful function without opening closing the file, just like in file handling we just looking over here, and then you can press, you see the data over here. All of you newcomers who reading the pandas first time must recommended do it right now. Okay, check this one, recommended, and confirm that the file is going to be read, because if you don't put the file in root folder, so it's getting a problem. All of newcomers who just know the pandas today, try it and confirm me that you got read this file. Check this one, dia my data frame variable. If you do check,
Before this, right?
yes, before,
Sir, first of all, we need to import in Jupyter Notebook now this
yes,
file.
which file?
Uh, this file, this diabetes files जो है सर, उसको पहले जुपिटर जुपिटर नोटबुक में डालना पड़ेगा ना, अपलोड करना पड़ेगा ना, उसके बाद तो वो रन होगा
तो
शायद।
मैंने बताया तो सही, आपको इस फोल्डर में आपको लोकेट करना है। आप जो पैंडास का फोल्डर बना रहे हैं जिसमें आपने ये फाइल रखी है, वहीं पे आपको डेटा सेट लोकेट करना पड़ेगा। ये तो बताया था मैंने आपको, मैंने
अच्छा,
रूट स्टेप भी दिखाया था कि ये पैंडास है, पैंडास के अंदर जहाँ आपकी फाइल बनी है वहीं पे
सर
आपको
तो
डेटा।
ये डेटा सेट मिलेगा कहाँ से मतलब?
अरे भैया, मैंने अभी लिंक दिया है ना कि गूगल ड्राइव का,
अच्छा, ओके 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 सर, सॉरी
है
सर,
ना,
मैं
उससे उसमें जिप फाइल मिलेगी, जिप फाइल को एक्सट्रैक्ट कर लेना, सारे डेटा
ओके
फाइल मिल
ओके
जाएंगे। ऑलराइट, सारे डेटा
ओके
सेट है,
ओके
ये
ओके, गॉट
तीन,
इट
ये
सर।
तीन तो डेटा सेट है ना, बाकी तो आप लोगों को बताऊंगा कहाँ से मिलते हैं। ठीक है, सो
ओके
व्हेन वी,
ओके ओके, नो
so
प्रॉब्लम।
when we talking about a data set, so one question taking in your mind that how, from where we got this data set. Okay, but before this you got the top 30 rows 0 to 29 and the bottom 30 rows. So now question is rise, from where we find the data set. Okay, various resources are there, but two popular resources. One is UCI machine learning. Is there where uh Savesachi, why you got there? I think your data is not located. Kindly check the folder. Kindly check the folder.
Sir, actually, he might have not uploaded in the same folder where
That
he has.
that's it. Them say, see, you have to open the pandas folder. You have to paste data set over here. Okay, in same folder you have to create your Jupyter file. When you upload a data set inside this, so you got this kind of arrangement in same structure, you got this kind of a thing, and then same file, my file name is data frame 1, this file is found inside this one. Because if you put the data in root folder, this is your root folder pandas, so the read write capacity is very good. Okay, that's why I'm asking, can you even confirm me that all of you read it this one, because this is a initial point, very initial point. Confirm me, right? Confirm. Any one of you? What problem? Same problem? Root folder problem? Okay, that's good. I will see today the screen who are writing the confirm. I will see the, and rest show me screen on next tomorrow. All right. Now, so what I'm telling, the sources where you got this data set. One is UCI machine learning, and second popular sources is Kaggle. But Kaggle is not open, it is password protected. So sometimes you feel a problem to reading online data set, but UCI is not password protected. It's an open site. When you open the UCI machine learning, a very good site. Okay, this is UCI machine learning repository. When you open this one, you can check this one. All data set over here, the highly hits of iris, the data set which already I given you, iris. Later I will tell you how to access this data set online, okay, and how to download this one, and what kind of data set you can find over here. Okay, you can go over here somewhere, we have some categories, view all data set like this one. Okay, so when you click the view all data set, so here you find the categories: classification, regression, clustering. Okay, categorical, numerical, many kind of data set you find over here. All right, so it's up to you what kind of problem you are creating, what kind of data set you are generating, and you can find every data set over here. Even Kaggle also using this one, because this is American site, and they are collecting the research data set. Okay, so if you open any folder, I mean just iris, so here everything is mentioned: who is a creator, when create, and why create, and what are the attribute information, means what are the column name inside this. Okay, so when we do some flower species classification project, so I will use this kind of data set. Okay, so now, okay, so these two site Kaggle, you can also open the Kaggle. Okay, data set, go into data set, find the multiple data set, but this is I think password protected. You have to open, you have to create your profile over here. I don't know it is giving directly access to your pandas or not, because I usually read the UCI machine learning dataset directly in your pandas. All right, all right. So moving further. So what we do? I just read a dataset over here. Just put in folder structure. Now coming some attributes. Okay, attributes of dataset. Okay, how it's work like and how we do this thing. Someone is knocking my door. Ashish Solanki. Ashish Solanki, you are too late. Ashish Solanki is there. Very late joining. What's a very late joining? What is the reason behind this?
Hello, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Why you so late join?
सर वो थोड़ा काम आ गया था ऑफिस का.
Okay, what you working?
सर ऑफिस में डिजाइन का हैंडल
Okay,
करता हूँ.
okay, okay. Means you are designer.
हाँ एक टाइप
That's good.
जूनियर डिजाइन.
That's good. Okay. So many things is remaining for you. So kindly go with the recording so that you can. Okay. So now how to display the index? So I just take the data frame variable. I put over here syntax data frame dot index. So DIA is my data frame. Let's cross check. It says my index start from 0 and goes 768. Means which index? This index go what you seeing over here, because every data associate with index. Check this one. Okay, so this index which are given very first. Okay, and this index not under any column, it is not under any column, it's independent because it's pointing out your rows. On second index, on third index, fifth index, is pointing out your rows. If you want to capture row and column, again column name is this, index is this, so you can point out any data over here. All right, so this says this is your index, and your index varying from here to here. Second one, shape, display shape. Okay, so how we display the shape? DIA, data frame variable, shape. Okay, so when you put this thing, this will return you tuples. The first tuple says it's a rows, second tuple says it's a column. Okay, so regarding this, you can find the shape of your data set very quickly. How many rows are there? How many columns are there? The third thing, access. What is access? dia dot axes. Check this one. This will return you two information. The first information is indexes, the vertical indexes. Second one is the name of column. What are the name of column? This will return you. Okay. So access shows, I told you, one is this, that is indexing, whatever you're indexing. And second is this. What is your column name? All right. What is your column name? It will return in this. So this is just a summary presentation of your data set. What is the access information? Okay. Now display data types. Very good information. dia dot d types. So what kind of data represent or present inside your column? 64 is your bit system. Then what kind of data? Integer, float. Basically three kind of data is there. Int, float, and third one is, anyone tell me? Anyone tell me which is third kind?
String, sir.
Uh,
Object.
what is the name of a string here? That is, you speak on right. You spoken right. It's a object.
Object.
Object. It's a object. Okay, it's an object. A string is not written as a string. It's an object. Okay, let's show you. Okay, I'm here reading one more data set. Please mute yourself. I'm reading one more data set, just like somewhere. Please mute yourself. Kulsum, please mute yourself. If you have any questions, so you can ask me. Okay, you have any question? Hello.
No, sir, I'm trying to mute.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, please mute yourself.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Yes, dear.
So while reading the CSV file, sir,
Mm-hmm.
so instead of putting the same file in the same folder, can we use the absolute path?
Yeah, you can use other path. You can write file any path. You can use online. Very wide versatility. Okay, so don't be confused. Okay, but root, keep in mind, root folder, read write capability is very fast. Okay, this is a concept of programming, not pandas. Everywhere from C programming to pandas, if you read or write a file inside root folder, it's a very capacity. See, this is a very small byte file, very small. When the file is in MBs, so your processor have to wait. So you want to speed up your processor, read write file in your root folder. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I will demonstrate you. Okay, when I do the demonstration of how to read file online, then I will demonstrate this thing. Okay. Okay. So what I'm trying to say, yeah, I'm reading the NBA file, NBA dataset. NBA equal to PD dot read underscore CSV NBA dot CSV. All right, I'm reading this, checking this NBA. All right. So the intention behind this file, I have to show you data types of this one. Okay, because in this diabetic we have only int and float, but when we put nba dot d types, check this one. Object means name in string, team in string, position, etc, etc. Salary float. Okay, proceedings, shape, I told you already, but I am here again telling you nba dot shape, 457 rows and 9 columns. Now if you want to display the columns, okay, but I think something missing after that. Head and tail, the two function. Head function, head function. This function display first first 5 row of data set. All right, how? I just put dia dot head. So rather than displaying top 30 and bottom 30 line, I just display that my data set is getting or not. So this will display. But what if you want to get the top 10 rows, top 15 rows? So what do you put? You just put over here 15 inside this. Default value is 5 rows, 1 2 3 4 5. Otherwise, it's a top 15, means 0 to 14. 0 to 14. Okay, so how many number you passing over there? You passing over here 2, so this will display only 2 rows. But by default, if you're missing any parameter inside this will give you the 5 rows. Similarly, in that proceeding, we have a tail function. Just like head, we have a tail function. This function, this function gives you bottom 5 rows. Okay, all right. So df dot tail, not df, it's a dia dot tail. If you're missing the parameter, it will give you the bottom 5. If you put any parameter, you need the last 10 rows, so put over here 10, it will return you the bottom 10 rows. You can check this one. Okay, one more thing, that the good thing, you can create any kind of data frame variable. Very important note is there. Important note, we can create any kind of data frame variable. Just like if I want to store this result, like, okay, so what I do, I just take temp1 equal to control v. So what result it is returning will stored in temp1. Okay, if you want to see the type of this one, data frame. All right, and if you want to put this thing, so only the 10 rows which you getting from the tail function, bottom 10 rows, okay, will be displaying over here. Okay, so if you want to create a small data set, just take this kind of operation and create a new variable, so you got this kind of data frame variable. All right, now we have had tail, then we have already info. Check, not info, yeah, now we have info method. In that sequence, we have info method. Info method, this method is very useful. This will return you the information about dataset. Okay, how? Check this one. Okay, so I use dia.info. Check what it is returning you. Okay, it is returning you how many entries are there. So 76 entries, what their index is. 0 to 767 means 76 entries. Okay, how much column is there? It put the column name, data type, and in that particular column, how many not null value are there, means it removing the null value, and how many not null, means if your entry is matching with the total entries, so means there is no null value. But what in the case of nba, what in the case of nba have 457 rows, so 457 400, but here we have a problem. What problem we have? We have 373 not null, means except this we have null rows. So how many null rows we have? 457, 57 minus how much? 373. We have 84 null rows over here. So this is very good method. We have one more method, that is null. I will tell you later on. But before this, you can roughly idea, roughly picture. You can get summary over here. What over here? Okay. In that sequence, we have describe method. describe method. This will give you stats stats figure. Okay, how? If I do use dia dot describe, so what happened? Check this one. What it is giving you? It is firing on the diabetic data set. So it is giving you count how many rows are there in column, mean value. What is mean value over there? Standard deviation. What is standard deviation? We will cross check this thing in statics chapter. Okay. After this, we got the after library we got the statics chapter. Then minimum value. What is the minimum value in that column? Then what is the 25th quartile? See, data is divided in quartiles. Just like if you have any data, min, max. So 25%, 50%, 75%, and maximum value. So 25th, 50, 75%, and maximum. And these four data, not this one, these five data, very helpful in the box plot. If someone heard about the box plot, what is box plot? Okay, whisk to plotting the whisker like that. This is a box plot like that. So these four data directly feed it to this one. Box plot created over there. Okay, when we do some visualization just like seaborn, I will let you know what is box plot and how we draw this kind of dimension, and we will tally what 25%, this is 25%, this is 50%, this is 75%, this is maximum, and this is minimum. So each thing will be matched up. So for every column you can see glucose, blood pressure, all column, all numeric column. Keep in mind, all numeric column you got statistical information. But what about the nba? If we do the nba dot head, nba dot head, so we have how many columns? One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9 columns. Then after 9 column, if I do nba dot describe, check the thing. Here we have one, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9 column. But why they show the one, two, three, four column? Number, position, number, not position, number, age, weight, and salary. It is ignoring the string column. That is the main problem in machine learning. That your algorithm is not capture the string value. That's why we have to turn all these value into numeric one using various technique. All right, and that particular section of data preprocessing, I will teach you what are those techniques. The name of those techniques, label encoder, that will encode all the value in the corresponding numeric value. All right, but keep this thing in mind. Keep this picture in you have 9 column, and beside this it describing only 8 column based on the numeric value. So ultimately the motive behind in machine learning, we have to convert all our columns into numeric one. All right. Okay, so all of you uh, here, yes, okay. Okay, so in that proceedings, if we want to display the columns, next attribute dia dot columns, so it will display the column name only. Sometimes we have to update the column name, sometimes we have to create the column name, so this attribute play important role. Okay, so I hope info is completed. Yeah, now df dot get d types count means what are the data types, how many data types are there. So dia dot get underscore d types count. So how many from integer? Integer have 6 column and float have a 2. Similarly, if we firing on nba dot get the types count, so this will show you how many object means a string column, 5 string column, 3 integer column, 1 float column. Okay. Now for the sum, we can add the sum just like x is equal to 0, x is equal to 1. From the knowledge of numpy, if you remember, this is 0 column, this is 1 row. Okay, so for any given data set, just like dia dot,
Sir,
yes please,
Sir Shivangi this side.
yes please.
Sir, what is displaying D type in 64, sir?
This is your bit system. All right. How many bit system is there? Sometimes you have in 32 float 32. This is a bit system. Okay. But original concern data is int and float and object.
नो सर, हमें थ्री टाइप्स पता चल रहा है कि हमारे डेटा में क्या है, बट सर इसके नीचे डी टाइप इन 64 दिखा रहे हैं ना सर, वो समझ नहीं आया, व्हाट व्हाई इट्स डिस्प्लेइंग दिस सर?
Can anyone tell me what is D types in 64?
इन डेटा टाइप
कोई
64।
ये बताएगा, ये क्या बता रहा है? अच्छा, एक चीज और है, आपको एक चीज और पूछनी चाहिए थी मुझसे। ए,
Sir, I
ए,
think
एक चीज और बताइए, आपको ये भी पूछना चाहिए था, यहाँ पे डी टाइप ऑब्जेक्ट क्या बता रहा है?
यस सर, आई हैड अ डाउट, बट सर आई थॉट आई विल
कैन
आस्क
एनिमल
यू।
टेल मी? कैन एनिमल टेल मी?
sir, D-type object it is saying because it is having string values in that. I mean, those columns contains object type. I mean, that is nothing but your string data. It is having not
means
numerical or integer
means
also.
yeah, what it displaying you, what kind of data is there? It is displaying all the strings, all
But
the
sir,
string. Yeah.
sometimes what happens is like even though if it is having, if you check in this way, if your data is having numerical plus string both, it
Hmm.
will show only object. So in that way, we have to convert. Then later on, it will convert from object to int
No,
or
no.
float.
If one is there, two is there, I mean numeric indexing is there. So what kind of numeric indexing? See, one is for string also, one is for numeric also. So if it is putting, if it is not a string data type, there is no header name. So what happened? 1 2 3 4 is there. 0 1 2 3 4 is there. In that case, it may be object or numeric one. Okay. And here, what it shows this is the integer one. These are the 2 and 6 are integer one. 1 3 5 are the integer one. That's the thing it is displaying you. 1 3 5 are the integer one. That's the thing it is display you. Got it? Hello, lots of people talking. Sudhanshu, please mute yourself. Shivangi, you got it? In the case of in 64, 1 3 5 are integer. In that case, it shows the in 64. 2 6 integer int. Column name are string. All the column strings. That's why it is showing the data. Means it is showing the d types of what you displaying over here. Data about data means it's a metadata in an indirect manner. All right. Okay.
यस सर, गॉट इट, थैंक यू सर।
All others person can also note down these things. Okay. Sum. Df dot sum. See, first of all, I'm showing df dot head. Okay. So two ways are possible. Either we can add this one. All glucose value will be added. So how many column? How many entries? 4 5 6 7 entry. Or second way, we can add this rows first. So how many entry? How much row is there? So let's try one by one. Okay. Okay. So what I do over here, dia dot sum x is equal to 1. So when you have x is equal to 1, so how many rows are there? That much entry over there. Okay. Top 30, bottom 30. And then if you put df dot, sorry, dia dot sum, what do you put over here? X is equal to 0. So you got how many column are there? You got the entry over here. So by this way you can add this value. Okay, but nothing is useful for adding the thing, but the function shows that. Then I tell you. Okay, now the selecting column. See, right now what we do, before this, one thing is remaining. Yeah, very important. Pandas to numpy matrix. Okay, sometimes what happened, we have to generate the two-dimensional matrix. What given to you? Let's suppose what given to you, dia dot head. Okay, so what happened, sometimes you have to use as a numpy matrix. Okay, so what we do, we just take the another variable, just like temp2 equal to dia dot values. Okay, values. When you put the values, so it will extract only values and arrange these things in two dimension. Let's see what inside temp2. Check this one. This is of numpy kind. 148 85, 183. So these all things are arranged over here. And if you want to check, keep this in mind, very important thing are there. Okay, sometimes we have to convert, because all data pre-processing techniques give you the numpy as a output as a numpy. So we have to coordinate these things, where which type of data type we have to put. Okay, so now what we do, if we check the type of numpy, or sorry, temp2, so you can see numpy dot n dimension array. Okay, so these things very useful in your data science, machine learning, very important things are there. All right, now if you want to select the column, draw any column, so two techniques are there: data frame dot column name, or data frame dot this way. If your column name have the space between them, so use the second technique. If your column name don't have the space, which space? Column space name, just like blood underscore pressure, blood space pressure. So this space create an error. So you have to can use this kind of approach if you have a space, otherwise this approach is very good, just like df glucose, df not df, dia dot glucose. So you find you get selecting the one column. Second alternate thing, you just put square bracket, single quotes, check this one. But what if you put the double square bracket to getting this one? So this will come in the form of data frame. I mean, proper name are there like that, proper table representation. So this is approach how we you can access the one column name. Okay. In fact, if you are using this column name and want to convert into numpy, so what we do, we just take glucose glu equal to df, not df, it's dia dot glucose dot values. Check this one, and we if we use a glue, so what happened? Index is removed, only data is there 148, 85, 183. Beside this, if you're using a data frame variable, so index is with that column values. This all index is column value. So using value, I just convert everything to numpy list, numpy array, numpy one dimension array, and you can find all data inside a single 1D array. Glue is 1D array. Now where it can be used, when do you visualization, you need a single vector on x-axis and y-axis, you directly insert that thing. Even column, data frame column can be allowed, but this thing is more convenient because you have all the value in one dimensional vector. All right, similarly if you want to take if you want to see it's a header, means five values are there: df dot glucose, not df, it's a dia. Actually I remember df dot head. So what happened, so top five value will be presented over there. Now what we do, we see multiple column. If we have to select the multiple column, so what we do, take the data frame variable, then double square bracket, then your column name, glucose comma blood pressure. What happened, dia like that, glucose, I think spelling mistake. Perfect, only the typing mistake is there. All right, so you can see the multiple column is shown over here. Okay, and put head, so it will return you only the top five rows by using tell the bottom rows. Now what happened, you can store these list into variable. Okay, in this where you can directly pass this where to data frame. So sorry, this is not df, I each time put the df, it's a dia. All right. So this is another approach. Either you put the double square bracket list, or you put create a variable over there and pass inside that. Okay. Now what next? Yeah, adding. Okay, adding a column. So two approach are there. You adding a column at the end and adding column at desired location. If you simply want to add the column at the end, just like I have dia dot head. All right. So what happened? Dia. See, I have to put the new column name. I just adding the weight. Weight is not there. Weight. So what happened? I just put the value. See, when we are adding some new column, when the previous value is existing, so we have to put the uniform value. Okay. If you are putting the manually any numeric value, I just put the 100. So when we have dia dot head, check this one. What happened if you want to use the previous column value and want to add some column, just like dia and height. Let's suppose I want that my glucose value dia dot glucose, and I add 10. Each row get the entries at 10, and the new column of height is created. Check this one. And then I do dia dot head. Check this one. So this is where you can form the non-uniform value. Uniform value is 100, and non-uniform is this kind of values. All right. Now this is a way where we put our column at last. What happened? You have to put the column values in between somewhere. So I will use the insert function. What it accept, it will ask the index, then what column name you want to put, and then what value you want to put. Let's suppose I want to insert my value on this place. Means zeroth location, first location, second location. So what about this column? This column will automatically shift right. Okay. Now I just take the df, not df, the dia dot insert. I put two column name intelligence. Okay, either you go with the uniform value or any existing value. Let's suppose what existing value you want, df dot bmi, or df dot age and let's suppose I divide by 2. Whatever the age value of particular index, divide by 2, and that is the value of intelligence. Oops, facing problem is okay, not df, it's a dia each time, again and again. Okay, check this one. dia dot head intelligence, what you have, age, data over here. So guys, this is for today. You have to practice lots thing. Tomorrow we have more new things. So please confirm me on tomorrow that you got this thing, and you have to perform the thing on both diabetic and the nba. Now what question you have, you can ask me related to this session. We can add one d array. Mohammad Usman, repeat your question. We can add one d array is a new column. Definitely we can add, no problem. Okay, definitely we can add. It's up to you where you want to look it. Okay,
Share your screen, please.
in my screen, please. Yes,
Peter note.
yes, please. You are my very favorite student because very interactive. All right,
Hello, sir. Ashish here.
please first let me finish this question. Then, so, Savitaji, your question is finished. Just you want to see the screen?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Yes, Ashish. No,
So if you want to filter out according to the values,
please wait. Please wait. Please wait. We have many more things: filter, group by, etc., etc. Okay. If necessary, I will take session on Sunday because pandas is very big. I told you it cover all the things which we have in SQL. So this is not covered in one session. Okay, filtered value group by conditions. Many things are there. Sorting the value. Lots of things are remaining over here. Just like adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, counting, dropping row, fill any. Okay, then we have after fill any unique and unique sort value like that multiple sort. Okay, so these things we have for this. Then ILOC function, change the index column, like that many things. And the plot function, not visualization. Okay, but uh, how many you can consume, you can consume that kind of thing. So how many of you returning all the works by tomorrow?
So can I return on Sunday?
If you are a job person, so it's a flexibility for you.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so
Sunday I have free time, so I
okay,
can do that.
so please tell me management to upload the record. Tejas, I give you the number. Okay, because there is a person who also do not work that so late night. 10:30 around this. So by early morning 10, you find the video. If not, you can call him. Okay, better you put the WhatsApp message. Okay, Tejas, because lady also have the family responsibility. So that's the thing. I want to ask there is a way to allow autocomplete. Which kind of autocomplete you want?
I said,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean now, while while typing any function,
Mhm.
like in any other programming language, there is some like option you have autocomplete, so if you have any incorrect spelling or something.
Autocomplete just like a di.dis describe. Okay, put tab, tab,
Yes,
tab, tab,
yes.
dot
Why?
and tab, 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 tab. Okay, so tab is basically
Okay,
used for this one. But I don't recommend you if you are a fresher. I don't recommend you to autocomplete. Just go for type the word. It's a bad habit. Okay. When you perfect the programmer, then I will recommend you go with the autocomplete. So that's why I'm not telling you. But you guys look this thing that list is popping up. Thing is autocomplete. That's why you asking. But I will suggest you type yourself. Okay, you will learn. When you type the thing, you will learn.
thank you.
Thank you. Any more questions so that we can wind up the session? Tomorrow we have session at 8 p.m. शाम को 8 बजे सेशन है अपना ठीक है प्लीज डू कनेक्ट ऑन टाइमली थैंक यू सो
Sir,
मच
last
यस
sir,
प्लीज हाँ
last time when we met, we are getting negative values, right? That thing sorted out.
नो आई एम नॉट गेटिंग यू
No,
नेगेटिव
no, I sorted out. I found some articles on the web.
अच्छा तो मुझे सेंड करना है ना फिर मैं डिस्कस करके सबको सेंड करता हूँ ठीक है ना
Okay,
मेल कर देना मुझे ठीक है बेटा थैंक यू सो मच ओके सो finish the session thank you so much guys good night but submit this thing by tomorrow numpy and this one all right thank you so much
thank you, bye.
bye